The iniquity of the fathers shall be visited upon the children and the children's children to the third and fourth generation. Exodus 34 verse 7. We think we are living our lives, making choices, breaking rules, starting fresh. But what if you were never started from the beginning? What if the fight you're in, the depression you can't explain, the sibling tension that never makes sense has nothing to do with now? What if it was written long before you got here? What if you've been born into a story already halfway told, and your soul is flipping through the chapters looking for a way out? This isn't just how my family is. We say things like, yeah, my family just doesn't get along. My brother and I have always been like that. My mom was strict. Her mom was strict. I guess it runs in the blood. But that's not blood. That's binding. That's energetic residue. Contracts, vows, agreements, made in pain, sealed in silence, passed down in shame. You didn't just sign the contract, but you pay the debt. You see the pattern. A sister who always gets silenced. A brother who self-destructs by 30. A marriage that feels more like servitude rather than sacredness. And then you look up and realize that's not just your story. It's your mother's, your grandmother's, your great-grandfather's. It skipped a generation, but it never left the house. This is what I came to tell you. Family conflict is not always personal. It's often ancestral. It's karmic. It's systemic. It's spiritual. In Vedic traditions, they speak of patarvana, ancestral debt. You're born into a lineage and owe the dead something. A healing, a remembering, a completion. In the West, we dismiss this. We call it dysfunction and keep it moving. But dysfunction is just a name we give to unresolved energy we don't understand. Psychology calls it transgenerational trauma. Spirituality calls it ancestral karma. You can call it family drama all you want, but the roots run deep. That brother who always attacks you for no reason, he might be carrying the same energy your grandfather held when he betrayed his brother. That betrayal never healed. That soul contract never resolved. So now, you're the vessel through which it plays out. Skipping generations doesn't mean it's gone. Some people say, but my parents were nothing like this. Exactly, because the pattern skipped them. They were either too distracted, too numb, or too afraid to carry it. So it found you, the sensitive one, the soul that remembers, the one with enough awareness to feel the burn and name the fire. You didn't ask for the torch, but you were built to hold it. The ancient scriptures knew this. Exodus didn't speak lightly when it said the iniquity of the fathers shall be visited upon the children to the third and fourth generation. That's not punishment. That's a pattern. That's a cycle of energy that keeps spinning until someone stops spinning with it. The Hindus speak of samsara, the wheel of karma. The Jain text talks about karmic particles sticking to the soul. Every unhealed wound, every promise made in pain becomes spiritual gravity pulling us into repetition. Here's the esoteric secret nobody tells you. Patterns don't continue because they're strong. They continue because nobody dares to face them. You think you're the rebel, the black sheep, the problem child, but maybe You're the liberator, the one who said before this life, I'll go down there, I'll carry the weight, I'll break the chain. But here's the twist. You can't break what you're still acting out. You can't heal what you're still defending. You can't release what you're afraid to see. This is why cycles persist, because we normalize the pain. We just don't talk about emotions in my family. It has always been like this. I don't know why I keep choosing people who hurt me. But let me tell you why. Because the contract was never voided. Because the blood still remembers what the mind forgot. Because no one ever said, it stops with me. This is the anatomy of a cycle. It starts with an unresolved trauma in an ancestor. Abuse, betrayal, abandonment, a vow made in heartbreak, a secret buried under shame. The next generation feels the ripple. They avoid it, suppress it, mask it with perfection or chaos. Then a child is born who mirrors the exact energetic imprint, and the cycle reawakens. It may skip, it may disguise itself, but it comes back until it is met with conscious presence. You think you're arguing over inheritance, but you're actually reenacting a bloodline rivalry that began 3 generations ago. You think your addiction is personal, but your great-grandmother drank herself into silence. That silence lives in your cells. You think your anger at your father is yours alone, but his father left him too, emotionally, spiritually, and maybe even physically. The body remembers, the psyche inherits, the soul agrees until it decides not to. How do we break this pattern? It doesn't break by blaming, it breaks by facing. You trace the thread back, you name what was never spoken, you grieve what your ancestors couldn't, you release what they passed down in fear, you ritualize the ending, you forgive the source, you walk differently, and you teach the children how to breathe free. Sometimes that may mean therapy, sometimes prayer, sometimes ancestral altar work, sometimes just sitting in silence and acknowledging what's been denied for centuries. It's not easy, but that's the weight you came here to lift. This isn't just about you, it's about the generations that didn't have your language. It's about the daughters who were never allowed to cry, the sons who had to stay silent, the women who burned with rage but had to cook dinner anyway, the men who wanted to love but didn't know how to be soft. You are the one with eyes wide open, the one with voice in your throat, the one who can say finally, it ends here. So if you're wondering why you keep living the same script, if the relationship always ends the same, if the family tension won't die, if the mirror keeps showing you the same thing, it's not a curse. It's a contract waiting for a conscious signature. When you choose to break the loop, when you dare to see what nobody before you could, you don't just heal yourself, you redeem the entire bloodline. And that is sacred work. This is a sacred curriculum. Lesson complete.